I think really we're going to see a blend of the two. I've had the opportunity to engage with consumers in ethnographic studies and user testing over the course of my career with multiple banks and in multiple geographies. As long as consumers find elements of banking complicated or there's a high level of emotion in the experience, there's going to be that need. I'm going to feel that desire to talk to a banker, whether it's in person, over video, or over the phone. I do think it's interesting to watch how COVID impacts the desire to use video. I mean, we're all using Zoom and other platforms to connect with friends, family, and I think that'll be interesting to watch. We haven't seen it, as an industry, we've looked at video as a potential solution. Gosh, over the last 10 or more years, and we haven't seen the adoption. I do think it'll be interesting to see if COVID impacts that at all.
We're seeing customers who've been with Wells Fargo for a long time using the digital channel for the very first time. And even more importantly, using key capabilities like mobile deposit for the first time, where we're seeing customers using that capability for the first time 2 to 3x of what we would have seen prior to the pandemic. And we'd expect some of those behaviors to be retained even when branches open up again. But the other area I think we're watching is use of cash. And it's not only use of cash as it relates to point of sale, but also use of cash and withdrawing of cash from ATMs. As mobile wallet usage has gone up and contactless payments have gone up, as well as we've seen large increases in person-to-person payments, and Zelle is our service that we utilize for that. We expect some of that behavior to continue where cash may not be utilized as much as it was before because there's good alternatives and customers have used those alternatives and have become comfortable with them.
I think it goes back to those everyday transactions. I think customers are becoming more and more comfortable with than ever before that they can do them digitally. And so as long as our security and our fraud, that customers stay comfortable with that, I think that's going to be a long-lasting impact. I think what that's going to do is continue to think of our branches as places that they can go in and get advice and guidance and longer, more intricate transactions than those everyday ones.
So during the pandemic, we've seen dramatic changes in customer behaviors regarding the branch, particularly around simple transactions. We've seen double-digit declines in those transactions in our branch lobbies as customers migrate to the digital channel, our drive-throughs, and even to our ATM channel where we've seen increases. Much of that behavior change we forced upon our customers as we had our lobbies only open for appointments, and the digital drive-through and ATM were the most convenient channels for transactions. But as we continue to go forward, customers are wanting to get back in the branches. We've got a number of requests about when we're going to get our branches open for walk-in traffic. So we'll see some of that return to our branches, to our lobbies, but I think much of it is going to stick in the alternative channels as customers, particularly in the digital channel, have become now more familiar with it and have seen the benefits and convenience of that channel. Important for us, I think, is understanding the attitudes and behaviors of the individual markets that we're serving. They vary pretty dramatically based on our research, from large markets that have had substantial changes in their behaviors to small markets that have not been nearly as impacted. I think as we go forward, it's going to be important that we modify and customize our operating models at our branches to fit those behaviors and attitudes. And then communication becomes key, informing customers of how we can serve them best and listening to our customers to make sure we're doing it in the right way.